Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Paramananda Madhavam. Dinayaminyo Sayam Prataha Shishira Vasanto Punarayataha Kalaha Kridati Gacchati Ayuhu Tadapina Munchati Asha Vayu. Time just keeps on going away. And as the poet says, Kalona Yataha Vayameva Yataha. This is Bhartrhari. I think it is Vairagya Shatakam. Bhogana Bhuktaha Vayameva Bhuktaha. It is not that the enjoyments are enjoyed, we are only being enjoyed. Tapona Taptam Vayameva Taptaha. We have not taken up any tapas, any sadhanas. We have not taken any tapas. We are only getting heated in samsara. Vayameva taptaha. Kalona yataha. Vayameva yataha. Time has not gone. We only are going. Trishnana jirna. Vayameva jirna. Our desires have not gone old. We only have gone old. Like that Bhartrhari. So even though we are going through life, and the progress in life is how much we are able to find out that inner fulfillment. And the final truest fulfillment is when we reach our true nature, which is Purna. Purna Swarupa. And if we don't do that, then we have wasted our life. That is why Tadapina Munchati Asha Vayu. And then suppose you say, how do I get rid of desire? Let us say, for example, I renounce everything. My desires are all gone. Jatilo Mundi Lunchita Keshaha Kasha Yambara Bahukrita Veshaha. That renunciation, give up everything. Remember, na? Jatilaha Mundi Jata Lunchita Kesha Kasha Yambara Bahukrita Veshaha. Okay? That doesn't really matter. Because desires are not external. It doesn't mean if you take your hair off, desires have gone off. Desires are not like that outside somewhere. It doesn't mean that if you wear a particular dress of a certain color, which represents renunciation, inside you are truly a renunciate. Pashyanna pichana pashyati moodaha. Even though one understands, what does it mean by seeing he does not see this fool? What does it mean? Knowing very well that what has to be overcome is desire. Yet this person does this or that and does not really see what has to be done actually. Yes, one knows that desires are to be, that one has to transcend the desires, sublimate the desires, find our true self. Then the desires would vanish, because only as long as a sense of individuality is there, incompleteness will be there. Incompleteness is there means desire is there. Desire is there means likes and dislikes will be there. Likes and dislikes means actions right and wrong will be there, meaning punya papa will be there. And punya papa being there means what? More and more embodiments are going to be there. This is the root. Where does it all start? It starts from not knowing our real nature. Meaning, even though one knows that what finally has to be accomplished is the knowledge of the self, which alone will root out all incompleteness, yet not devoting attention for that, one does superficial things. Pashyannapi na pashyati. Moodaha, deluded fool. And this whole spiritual pursuit, which has to be done inwardly, is not done inwardly, and all these externalities, what one is doing, is meant for what? Is only a farce. It has not happened actually inside. And therefore, what is there? Udara nimittam. Udara nimittam. Just for the sake of belly, the renunciation is. It does not serve the actual purpose. If that external renunciation were to be coupled with inner renunciation, then it is worthwhile renunciation. If the external renunciation is only a farce, in this country, in this great land, renunciation is respected. And the person who wants to, when we say renunciation, it is not just renunciation. There are two sides to this coin. One is defocus, another is focus. Defocus from the externality. Why? So that you can focus fully on the truth. And one wears a certain dress in order to tell the world, look, I am not interested in these things, leave me alone, let me do the things which I want to do. The external dress is for helping others and helping oneself. When you wear this external dress, oh, this is a sadhu, we should not go and talk to them this and that matter. This is a sadhu, we should leave this person. Oh, this is sadhu, I cannot go and make a proposal to this person. Why? This is a sadhu. So the world knows this is a sadhu, this is a sadhvi. They know that. And then, so that helps them to establish a right kind of connection with them. And that helps this person also to understand what I must do in life. Both ways it is helpful. But if it is not used for the right purpose, then such a renunciation is a farce. Such a renunciation is a delusion. Such a renunciation is an abomination. Such a renunciation is a destruction. Such a renunciation is danger. Such a renunciation is harmful. Such a renunciation is sinful. Such a renunciation is only hypocrisy. Right? And in our country, when somebody is focusing on the spiritual pursuit, we have great respect. The society takes care. Society takes care. Why? the person is putting all attention towards the most subtlest, most difficult of pursuits. We support you. Yes. Just as how society supports various people who are devoted to greater causes. We support the army, all of us. It's taxpayers' money. They support the nation. We support. Here is a person who is walking the path to God. And such a person who has walked the path to God is a blessing to the whole humanity. One saint, how much of blessings they give for the world. One Swami Vivekananda. One great saint. One Veda Vyasa. How much? One Swami Chinmayananda. One Buddha. Is it not? Therefore society supports. But if a person is not putting all energies into mastering the mind and realizing the self, then why? Udaranamitam bahukrita vesha. Meaning, external renunciation by itself is not proof for inner liberation from desire. If that is the case, then can I go ahead in full gusto, enjoying, delighting my senses, enthralling my mind with Kamini, Kanchana, Kirti? Can I go through that? Then by that will desire cease by themselves? Because more and more I enjoy desires, then desires will get exhausted. Can I say like that? It's like more and more I spend money, money will get exhausted. In the same way, more and more more and more I indulge in desires, desires will get exhausted. Can I say? No. Angam galitam, palitam mundam, dashana vihinam, jatam tun. Whole life one has lived a life of sense pursuits. And still, how is it? Tadapina munchati asha pindam. Oh, if that is the case, I am going to take up very hard austerities. Agre Vahni, Prishte Bhanugu. I am going to live a life of such tapascharya that I am not going to even use a cover to cover myself in the dark nights of extreme cold. Ratro Chubuka Samarpita Januhu. I have nothing to say, it is my own. Even a simple plate I don't have. Even a glass to drink water I don't have. I have nothing to call my own. Karatala Bhikshaha. I have no place to call my own. Tarutala Vasaha. Still, Tadapina Munchati Asha Pashaha. These and all are not going to really make that difference that you want. What is that difference you want? You want to put an end to incompleteness. Then how? Let me try a balance. A little enjoyment and a little tapascharya. Balance. Moderation. Neither too loose nor too tight, but just right. Moderation. Can I do that? Then will I be able to put an end to desire? What do you mean? Why Swamiji put an end to desire? Put an end to desire. You are against desire? Against desire you are? Desire is a signature of incompleteness. There's nothing against desire. Even the desire to conquer desire is a desire. Right? Even to say I want to realize God is desire. Yes, desire only can conquer desire. How? Desire for completeness can conquer incompleteness, which expresses as desire. So how can I accomplish this? Next verse we are in 17. Kurute Ganga Sagar Gamanam
Kurute Ganga Sagar Gamanam
Vrata Paripalanam Athava Danam
Vrata Paripalanam Athava Danam
Jnana Vihina Sarvamatena
Jnana Vihina Sarvamatena
Bhajati na Muktim Janmashatena
Bhajati na Muktim Janmashatena
Kurute Ganga Sagar Gamanam Paripalanam Athava Danam Jnana Vihina Sarvamatena Bhajati na Muktim Janmashatena Bhaja Govindam Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate Samprapte Sannihite Kali Nahi Rakshati Dukrinkarani Nahi Rakshati Dukrinkarani Kurute Ganga Sagara Gamanam. Kurute, one takes Ganga Sagara Gamanam. Ganga Sagara. One takes up the yatra to Ganga Sagara. Ganga Sagara, the place where Ganges merges in the ocean. Tirthasthana. Or Ganga Sagara Gamanam. Gamanam to Ganga and Gamanam to Sagara. Meaning, one takes up the yatra to Ganga, takes the water from that Ganga and walks all. Please understand, we are talking of those times. Now Ganga, tomorrow, Sagara, same day. No, we are talking of those times when people take Tirtha Yatra. Months and years it takes. One takes up Tirtha Yatra, goes to Gangaji, takes the water from there, goes to Sagara, meaning goes to Rameshwara and worships the Bhagavan Shiva there, the Shivalinga with that water. In other words, it refers to Tirtha Yatras, pilgrimages. Not only that, Vrata Paripalana. One takes up vratas, various vratas, Shivaratri Vrata, Ekadashi Vrata. And if possible, sometimes one also takes up a little Mauna Vrata, actual Mauna Vrata. Not that Mauna Vrata where that day you dance. Not that kind of Mauna Vrata. Or one takes japa. Takes up japa. Various spiritual practices. Vrata Paripalanam. Atava Danam. Atava is not to say or. Atava is to say this, and this, or this, or this, or this as per one's interest. Danam. Danam, charity. One offers in charity. What one has and one can give, one offers in charity. Meaning, one expands oneself. In other words, one takes up various spiritual practices. Now, this is indicative of what? Ekadashi Vrata means on Ekadashi Vrata. Other days? And Ekadashi Vrata also is a day. Nowadays, Vrata has become like this. Vrata is alternate food, that's all. Today is Vrata. So, what? Various kinds of different food is made. Other than rice, so many things are cooked. That is called Vrata. That's all a farce. Meaning, one takes up spiritual practices even while living a life of dharma. The dharmic life one lives. And in the dharmic life, one integrates spiritual practices. Moderation. Not that Jatilo Mundi Lunchita Keshaha or Agre Vakri Prushte Banuhu, nothing. A person is in home, does all the things. This is, what do you say, Swamiji? Once you said, what was the earlier one you said? One who gives up everything, renunciation. Another, that also did not work. Then another was one who takes up tapascharya, deep tapas, hard austerities. That also did not work. Another was one full pleasure-ridden life. That also did not work. Now here is moderation. Yes, that is good. That is good. Yajno danam tapaschaiva pavanani manishinam. Na tyajyam. Yajnadana tapah karma na tyajyam karyameva tat. Bhagavan Sri Krishna would say, yajna, dana. Yajna is worship. Dana is charity. Tapa is various austerities. Yes, so na tyajyam. It should never be given up. It should be performed. Why? Pavanani manishinam. They will purify our minds. Yes. But is that sufficient? Will that take you to realization? Is that sufficient? All these austerities, is that sufficient? Is that sufficient unto itself? Yes, they are required. By themselves, they are not sufficient for realization. What is required? Jnana vihina sarvamatena bhajatina muktim janmashatena. Yes, all these things build the platform for launching one into the spiritual pursuit. They are preparatory steps. They all give chitta shuddhi and chitta ekagrata. These are the terms used. Chitta shuddhi means purity of mind. Chitta ekagrata means focus of the mind, focus of the intellect. All spiritual practices give one or other of these two, chitta shuddhi or chitta ekagrata, or give both. And that is important. And once chitta shuddhi and chitta ekagrata is there, then one walks the pursuit to spiritual knowledge. And what do you mean walks the pursuit to spiritual knowledge? Satsangatve nisangatvam nisangatve nirmohatvam nirmohatve nischalatatvam nischalatatve jivan mukti. This is the route one has to take. Simply doing vrata, or simply doing tapas, or simply renouncing, none of them have got in themselves the capacity to give the final liberation. Why? Because the problem is ignorance. When the problem is ignorance, the only solution, antidote to that has to be knowledge. And that is why one needs to go to the Guru. Why? The Guru is one who can give you the knowledge. The very word Guru means Gukaras Chandakarohi Rukaras Teja Uchyate. Swamiji, without Sanskrit, can you please tell? Anyone feels like that? No. Yes, you feel. Don't feel like that. This is your country. This is your language. This is your culture. Beautiful. You just see this word Guru. How is the word Guru coming? Gukaraha. Gukaraha andakara is darkness. Rukaraha tejaha. Teja means light. So when light is there, then what will happen to the darkness? It will go away. Ajnana grasakam brahma. That God manifesting for you to destroy your ignorance is called Guru. God manifesting to give you unconditional love is Mother. God manifesting to help you go forward with knowledge is Guru. Then Father what? Father is God which helps Mother God to help you grow and become a good human being. You understand? And therefore we say, Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. These are special manifestations for God to help us. If not for the unconditional love of the mother, none of us would be alive. Suppose we have not received unconditional love for our mother because mother is not there. The one who gives us unconditional love is mother. Remember that. Because who gives unconditional love? God. That unconditional love, wherever we receive, is mother. Unconditional love. The beauty of that mother is that she never sees fault. What is so visible, she is blind. That is called mother. And father is one who helps you grow right. Samji, in my home, my father is like this. My mother is the one who is strict. That is father. It doesn't matter how they look, where you receive this, wherever you receive that. And wherever you receive the knowledge which puts an end to ignorance, that is Guru. And therefore, yes, all the sadhanas, tapas, everything is fine. Even renunciation, everything is fine. But if it doesn't have in it the core of finally discovering the knowledge, finally discovering yourself, then everything has gone waste. Pashyannapi na pashyati moodaha. And that is why Shankaracharya says, Jnana vihina sarvamatena. Sarvamatena. Sarvamatena means what? The wisdom of all saints, whether it is Vyasa or Shuka, whether it is Ashtavakra or Yajnavalkya, whether it is Maitreyi or whether it is Gargi, whether it is Krishna or whether it is Rama, whether it is Vashishta or whether it is Vishwamitra, Sarvamatena, all of them universally say this. What do they say? Jnana vihinaha, bhajatina muktim. One who has not found knowledge of himself does not gain liberation. Let it be 100 lives. If they are going to do, if 100 lives they are going to do vratas, if 100 lives they are going to do tapas, if 100 lives they are going to have renunciation, it doesn't matter. They are helpful but not sufficient by themselves. They are useful but they are not complete by themselves. What is the purpose gained by those vratas? What is the purpose gained by those tirtha yatras? What is the purpose gained by puja? What is the purpose gained by japa? What is the purpose gained by pranayama? What is the purpose gained by yoga? What is the purpose gained by all these practices? That is to purify the mind and make the mind single-pointed. Chitta shuddhi, chitta ekagrata. But that is not sufficient. You make the land fertile, but you don't put seed. How will you get the crops? How will you get the fruits? How will you get the vegetables? Yes, make the mind pure. Yes, make the mind single-pointed. And then in that, plant the seed of knowledge through satsanga. And then reach the liberation from desire. Why, Swamiji? Without knowledge, can all this be done? Not possible. Because what is the problem? The problem is, I do not know myself. I do not know my true nature. My true nature is Satchidananda. I don't know that Ananda, and because I do not know that Satchidananda, my true nature, I am an individual. And when I am an individual, I am incomplete. When I am incomplete, it will manifest as desire. When it will manifest as desire, likes and dislikes will come. When likes and dislikes are there, then actions right and wrong will happen. When actions right and wrong will happen, punya and papa, merits and demerits will be there. And based on merits and demerits, punya and papa, my next embodiment will be there. Again, I continue the same thing. The problem is ignorance of the self. The solution is knowledge of my true nature. It is unavoidable. Jnana vihina sarvamatena bhajatina muktim janma shatena. Chittasya shuddhaye karma natu vastupa labdaye vastu siddhir vicharena nakinchit karma kotibihi. Shankaracharya in Vivekachudamani. Chittasya shuddhaye karma. All activities are meant to purify the mind, including karma yoga. None of these activities are sufficient unto itself to give you the final liberation. Because the problem is ignorance. Avichara krito bandha vicharena nivartate. Our bondage is because of lack of right thinking. And right knowledge alone can dispel bondage. All right. And such a person who has gained that realization, how is that person? That person has no bhoga lalasa. That person does not say, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. Non-stop our mind says, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. And non-stop all our life is to fulfill, I want this, I want this, I want this. But does the mind end at some time at least? No. Keeps on and on and on and on. But here is a person who has found his true nature, who is fulfilled, and therefore, how is he? Next verse. Sura mandira taru moola nivasaha.
Sura mandira taru moola nivasaha.
Shaya bhutala majinam vasaha.
Shaya bhutala majinam vasaha.
Sarva parigraha bhoga tyagaha.
Sarva parigraha bhoga tyagaha.
Kasya sukham na karoti viragaha.
Kasya sukham na karoti viragaha.
Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam, Bhaja Mudhamate, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dukrinkarani, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dukrinkarani. Beautiful, again a word picture. A word picture not to say this is how all Mahatmas will be, but a word picture to say that the Mahatma does not need anything for his happiness. Mahatmas come in many various types according to their way of action and what they are performing. There is no one standard definition of how a Mahatma will be externally. But here you also come to have a description how that Mahatma is internally. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Vivekananda, they were very different. Externally and even mind-wise also different. Different. Saints are different. You cannot copy a saint. Ramana Maharshi was a different type. Swami Chinmayananda was a different type. One never left a place. Another traveled the whole world. One in that own place, his guru, Swami Chinmayananda's guru, Swami Tapovanji, never left the Himalayas. Ramana Maharshi never left Arunachala, Tiruvannamalai, once he reached there. Yes, that is some Mahatma. Some Mahatmas travel around the world, sharing the knowledge. Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda was one example. Swami Shivanandaji. Swami Shivanandaji was a complete embodiment of so many jnana, bhakti, yoga, karma, everything. He was a doctor himself. Different Mahatmas, different types, different expressions. But inwardly, all Mahatmas are the same. Inwardly, when I say, don't think mind is inwardly. When I say inwardly, mind also is different, because training is different for each Mahatma. But inwardly they are same means what? Inwardly all of them are dispassionate. Inwardly all of them seek nothing. So here you have a description of Mahatma. Sura Mandira Taru Moola Nivasa. Beautiful. Sura Mandira. Sura Mandira, Deva Mandira. A temple. In that, Taru, a tree. Taru Moola, the base of a tree. Nivasaha. He stays there. Earlier also it was said, Agre Vahni Prishte Bhanu Ratrau Chabuka Samarpita Janu Karatala Bhikshas Taru Talavasaha. But there, Tadapina Muncha Tyasha Pashaha. That is different. That is external. Here external may be same, but internal is different, my dear. Suramandira Taru Moola Nivasaha Shayya Bhutalam. Where does this Mahatma rest? What is his bed? The entire world is his bed. Shayya Bhutalam. The surface of Bhutala. Meaning, he sleeps. Where to sleep? When I feel tired, I sleep. When the body feels tired, he puts his body. Ajinam Vasaha. And what is the dress he wears? Suppose this Mahatma is in a forest, some animal is dead there, because every animal also grows old and it has to die. And when the animal dies, for example a deer or whatever be the animal, that skin which is available becomes his dress. In this way, Sarva Parigraha, Sarva, all, Parigraha, possessions. But the next word is important. Bhogatyaga. That is the core. It is not that all Mahatmas are sleeping under the tree. It is not that all every Mahatma is wearing a deer skin. That is external. Some Mahatma may be wearing, if the Mahatma is in the forest. Nowadays you can't just go to the forest and stay wherever you want. They're trespassing government property. different Mahatmas, different externals. But all of them Bhogatyagaha, the Bhoga Lalasa, wanting to enjoy this or that. That is not there. Why that is not there? Because we try to complete our incompleteness with incomplete things. And however much we try to complete the incomplete with incomplete things, completion cannot be there, because a list of finites cannot make infinite. And all we want is infinite happiness and bliss. Finites can't add up to infinite. Infinite is our true nature. Purnamada, Purnamidam. We have to discover that Purna. Purnameva avashishyate. You remain as Purna. Remain as complete. Sarva Parigraha Bhogatyagaha. And once that Bhogatyaga is there, Kasya Sukam na karoti viragaha. Who will not be delighted with Vairagya? Who will not be delighted with Vairagya? One who has got Bhoga Lalasa cannot be delighted with Vairagya. Vairagya means what? Not wanting this or that. Raga is attachment. Viraga is detachment. Vairagya is of the nature of detachment. Viragasya bhava vairagyam. Who will not, meaning, who will not be delighted with vairagya? Meaning, the one whose heart is rendered free of passion. Will he not delight by living a life of less requirements? Because everything we add to our possession as mine, not only takes away space, but it takes mental space. Our mind being cluttered is the worst clutter which is possible. External clutter is external. Internal clutter is most painful. Everything here, there, put here, there, and all in everything unarranged, everything very haphazard. Do you like a room like that? You like everything neat, properly kept here, there. Everything is well kept. Then you go to such a room, when you have the room like that and you want to go to sleep, so comfortable you can sleep. Why? Things are uncluttered. But how is the mind? Swamiji, you have no idea how my room is, okay? I can sleep anywhere, anyhow. I don't mind, I don't care about clutter or not clutter. I don't care. First thing when I go home, I put my socks here, put that socks there, one shoe there. And I just put it. And from what is lying down here and there, I pick one and I put here. This is how I am, Swamiji. Take me or give me, whatever you want, this is how I am. Accept me as I am. This is all okay for some time. But later on, once you see how it will be so joyful and mentally relaxing to keep things in such a manner where you don't have to search anything. You want something, you put your hand there. Even if the light is not there, current is not there, light is off, you want your key, you put your hand there, your key is there. It's such a ease of life. You don't have to search for a scissor. Scissor will be there. That book will be there. That pen will be here. Once a person gets used to this kind of methodical, the cleanliness of the room, the cleanliness of the desk shows the cleanliness also of the mind, the orderliness in the mind. A person who can declutter his mind is a person whose mind is free. And how do you declutter the mind? You declutter the mind by removing unnecessary things from your life. By taking away those things which are not required. Don't have one thing that you don't require. See how beautiful how it is. There's a beautiful book called Small is Beautiful. Small is beautiful. Long back. It's not a recent, very long back. Small is beautiful. Simplicity is efficiency. A mind which is decluttered from desires. Will that not be happy? Kasya sukham na karoti viragaha. The decluttered mind, will it not give immense joy? Suramandirataru moola nivasaha shayya bhutalamajinam vasaha sarva parigraha bhoga tyaga kasya sukham na karoti viragaha. It's a beautiful line. Kasya sukham na karoti viraga. For whom will not a decluttered mind not give happiness? For whom will not dispassion give bliss? And such a dispassionate person, if there is no need for him to do this or that, If there is no need, if there is a need, that person also will keep things what is required for that work to be accomplished. But he stops with that. He does not feel great because of many things being there. Everything what I have is branded. No. Everything I have is what I need. Correct. That's how it should be. One should not consider oneself to be this or that because of the things which one has. Or somebody to be this or that based on the things what that person shows. A person is what he is, not because of the persona. The person is what he is because of the person. Not the persona. The person matters. The persona does not matter. The personality does not matter. The person matters. The inner matters. Right? But how to go to this? This is the highest vision. Kasya sukham na karoti viraga. Sarva parigraha bhogatyaga. That bhogatyaga you should underline there. Because that is the core of every master of realization. Bhogatyaga has no need for that bhoga. We need that bhoga to be at least temporarily happy. A person who is fully happy does not need to become temporarily happy because he is fully happy. We try to cover, we try to hide our sadness by worldly enjoyments, as though worldly enjoyments are really speaking true happiness. Worldly enjoyments can make us hide our sorrow for some time, but they cannot remove the sorrow once and for all, because our sorrow is our incompleteness. Incompleteness is dispelled by the knowledge of who we are. For in realizing ourselves, we realize God. Self-realization is God realization. Because that God is as every self. But how do I walk this path? Bhagavad Gita kinchidadhita. Next verse, right? That's the verse now?
Yoga.
Now, continuing further, this man of realization, how his experience is there regardless of yoga or bhoga. Yogarato va bhogarato va.
Yogarato va bhogarato va.
Sangarato va sangavihinaha.
Sangarato va sangavihinaha.
Yasya brahmani ramate chittam.
Yasya brahmani ramate chittam.
Nandati nandati nandatyeva. Bhaja Govindam.
Bhaja Govindam.
Yogarato va bhogarato va. Sangarato va sangavihinaha.
Yasya
Mani ramate chittam. Nandati nandati
nandatyeva.
nandati nandati nandatyeva. Bhaja Govindam bhaja Govindam.
Govindam bhaja mudhamate. Samprapte sannihite kale.
Nahi nahi rakshati dukrinkarani. Nahi nahi rakshati dukrinkarani. Once that inner fulfillment has been reached, that inner abidance in the self of complete bliss is attained, the externalities don't matter. It doesn't matter how it is external. Yogarato va bhogarato va. Sangarato va sangavihina. These are all the externalities. Yogarato va bhogarato va. Sangarato va sangavihina. Sangha is what? Sangha is with someone, with society, with someone, with people, Sangha. Sangha vihinaha. If that is with society, this is with solitude. Sangha vihinaha. Be it in society or be it in solitude. Sangha vihinaha. Now this is the external world, how it can be. Now, even the mind is external, is it not? When we think external, we think world is external, but from the standpoint of that man of wisdom, even the body is external, because the body is not the self. So also, the mind also is not the self. Mind is also external only for that jnani. We have identified with the body, therefore body is me. Very funny how the body can be me. Potato, tomato, when they are there, they are outside. But potato, tomato go inside, and when they become part of, and they become like this, all these things, then it is me. How that is possible? Body is actually what? It is annamaya, is it not? It is the food that we eat becomes the body. Food is not me, but food, when it becomes the body, is me. Please think. For the jnani, the body is also external. Not only the world is external, the body also is external. Not just the body, the mind is also external. Because mind is also what we see. Our thoughts we know. What I know is not me. And therefore, yoga rato va, bhoga rato va. Let the mind be immersed in utter silence. Yoga. Yogaha chitta vritti nirodha. Silence. Or let the mind be engaged in bhoga. Mind engaged in bhoga, some enjoyment, some eating. What is enjoyment? When we take shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha inside, that is called enjoyment. When I take shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha outside my mind, that is called yoga. That is called how, Swamiji, yoga? Yoga means, Swamiji, yoga means some exercise, asana, pranayama is yoga. That is the initial stages of yoga. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, then pratyahara, then dharana, then dhyana, then samadhi. That samadhi is the highest yoga. And what is samadhi? That samadhi is the mind becoming still. What do you mean mind becomes still? Mind has no inputs. What are those inputs? Shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha. These are the inputs. When these inputs are there, mind is in bhoga. When these inputs are not there, mind is in yoga. Samji, eating gulab jamun is called bhoga. What is gulab jamun? It has got a certain sparsha, it has got a certain rupa, it has got a certain rasa, it has got a certain gandha. Is it not? So therefore, shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha of a particular type is gulab jamun. Over, itna hi hai. Any bhoga you take is actually shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha. Nothing more than that is there in any bhoga. Now, this is the worldly things. There may be subtle bhogas also. For example, somebody gives me a sense of comfort, ease, security. That's not a bhoga of this nature. But that is also a certain kind of bhoga. They fulfill my emotional needs. Such a person gives me a shoulder to cry. Bhoga. That's also a particular bhoga only. Somebody, whatever I talk, the person listens to it. Subtle bhogas they are. Never disagrees with me. Always praises me. Encourages me. That's also bhoga. Right? When the mind is with Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha and these kind of feelings, meaning when the mind is available and the mind is engaged in these things, that is called bhoga. The mind becomes still free of these inputs, that is called as yoga. Yoga or bhoga, it doesn't matter. Sangarato va sangavihinaha. With society or in solitude, it doesn't matter. Why? Yasya brahmani ramate chittam. One whose mind is ever blissed out in Brahman. One who is freaking in Brahman. One who is immersed in that realization. Brahman, self. When you discover the self to be all-pervasive, complete and full, such a self is called Brahman. It is the same self, but you recognize its true nature to be complete, full. That is called Brahman. Yasya brahmani ramate chittam. Nandati, nandati, nandatyava. He is blissed out, blissed out, blissed out. What can those finite things? The finite things can neither add to his happiness nor subtract his happiness. It is not in yoga, happiness is less. And in bhoga, happiness is more. It is not that in sangha, he is disturbed. And it is not when sangha vihina, he is quiet. No. The one who is immersed in Brahman is blissed, is blissed, is blissed. Nandati, nandati, nandatyeva. He delights, delights and delights forever. Because that alone is the true delight. Everything else is a imaginary delight. Everything else is only temporary. It veils our sorrow. Here is the true joy. Find out and be blessed. The same way this Mahatma is blessed. This is the birthright of every human being. Keep this in somewhere in your mind. This is my goal. One day I will attain it. Keep this in your goal. In the list of things what you want to accomplish in your life, don't keep this in the end. Bring it to the first on top. Every day go bit, a bit, keep walking to it. How does one do that? That's the next verse. Bhagavad Gita, Kinchidadita, Ganga Jalalava, Kanika Pita, Sakritapiyena, Murari Samarcha, Kriyate Tasya, Yamena Nachtacha. Give me practical ways to accomplish it bit by bit in my day-to-day life. Here Shankaracharya gives you what are those practical ways you can do it. Okay? We'll take up in the next session. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.